Hello everybody! Welcome back to some more Pokemon Fire Red. In the last episode, I got the HM4 cut from the captain of the SSN. So if we open up our TM case, we can see here we have HM number 1 cut. And at the moment, I only have one Pokemon who can learn the move cut, and that's Ivysaur, that's currently in my party. In the previous episode, I was thinking about who I wanted, whether or not I wanted to give the HM cut to Ivysaur, as once you learn an HM, it's hard to unlearn the HM. But I decided I might as well just give it to Ivysaur. I don't want to put in like a random Rattata in my team every single time I want to cut something down, so I'm just going to give it to Ivysaur for convenience sake. Sure, it's going to be hard to unlearn it if I even can unlearn it, but that's just going to be a sacrifice that I have to take. You have to do this with HMs. I need an HM to be able to progress, so we'll just give it to Ivysaur. And it is a buff for now, so this is actually better, because as we can see, Tackle only does 35 damage, while Cut does 50, so it does an extra 15 in battle, and it also helps us be able to cut down trees in the overworld. But later on, when we get stronger moves, Cut is just going to be a little bit of a liability. But for now, it's good, so we'll just get rid of Tackle and learn Cut. And one of the good things about the HM is that you can use them as many times as you want. So here we go, Ivysaur has learned Cut, and you'll see that I still have the HM. It doesn't go away, unlike these TMs, which will go away once I use them. But anyways, in today's episode, we are going to be going against the third gym, which is against Lieutenant Surge. But before we do that, let's take a little look around Vermilion City, because in the last episode, we didn't really get an opportunity to do that except for exploring on the SSN. I'm the fishing guru. I simply love fishing. I can't bear to go without it. Tell me, do you like to fish? Well, I don't have a fishing rod, but it's kind of fun, I guess. I'll just say yes to flatter this guy. Grand, I like your style. I think we can be friends. Take this and fish, young friend. We got the old rod from the fishing guru. Well, now we can fish. Fishing is a way of life. It is like the finest poetry. From the seas to the rivers, go out and land the big one, my friend. So now, we can go wherever there's a patch of water, like over here, we can see there's a ton of water. We can open up our bag. Oops, not Pokemon. We can open up our bag and use the fishing rod. Where is it? It is... I guess it's not a key item, weirdly enough. Or maybe it is, and I just missed it. Here it is, the old rod. Here we go. We can now catch some Pokemon. Well, it is a little bit old, so obviously we're not going to get anything good. We're just going to get Magikarps. I'm pretty sure with the old rod, Magikarp is the only thing you can fish up. We already have a Magikarp, so obviously we don't need it. We bought it from the scammer on Route 3 for 500 Pokédogs. Which honestly, even though it is kind of a scam, I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was that bad of a deal. Because now, I don't have to use the old rod to try and catch Magikarp. Let's take a look. What other houses are there? There's this house over here with a little girl. Hi, do you have a Spearow? Want to trade it for my Farfetch? Well, I do have a Spearow, but I don't want to trade you the one in my party. So, no. I'll just have to remember to come back here one day if I want to complete the Pokédex, because Farfetch is a Pokemon that's kind of hard to find. What is this elaborate place? Won't you admire my Pikachu's adorable tail? Cool. Oh dear, my seal is far more attractive by double, I would say. Okay. I chair the Pokemon Fan Club, so this is what this weird place is. I raise more than 100 Pokemon. I'm very fussy when it comes to Pokemon, I surely am. So, did you come to visit to hear about my Pokemon? Sure. Good, then listen up. My favorite Pokemon, Rapidash. It's cute, lovely, smart, plus amazing. Don't you think so? Oh yes, it's stunning. Kindly love it. Hug. Hug it when it's sleeping. Warm and cuddly, spectacular, ravishing. Oops, look at the time. I kept you too long. Thanks for hearing me out. I want you to have this. We got the bike voucher from the chairman. Take that bike voucher to the bike shop in Vermilion City. Exchange that for a bicycle, free of charge. That's amazing. Don't worry, my favorite Fearow will fly me anywhere I need to go, so I have no need for a bicycle. I hope you like cycling. That is great, because a bicycle costs 1 million Pokédollars, which we cannot afford. If you take a look, we don't have anywhere near a million. We only got 18,000, which 18,000 is a lot, but it's not very much compared to a million. So now, once I go back to Cerulean City, which I inevitably will do, I can get a bike, and that is very exciting. Our chairman is very vocal about Pokemon. Yes, I know, he talked a very long time about his Rapidash, and honestly, I wasn't really paying attention that much. I was kind of dozing off. There's a Pokemart here, so I guess we should take a little look in, see what they have for sale. I think Pokemon can be good or bad. It depends on the trainer. Very true. There are wicked people who will use Pokemon for criminal acts. Team Rocket traffics in rare Pokemon, for example. They also abandon Pokemon that they consider unpopular or useless. That's the sort of horrid people they are, Team Rocket. Not very good people. Surprisingly, they offered us a job, and we declined them. But so far, there's nothing really new to purchase. I will buy a few Paralyze heals, though, because we are going against Lieutenant Surge, and he is the Electric-type gym leader. So obviously, getting Paralyzed is quite likely, since we're going against Electric types. So I'm just restocking on a few things. You can never have too many Pokeballs or potions. And let's see what else there is to do around here in Vermilion City. There's some more people to talk to. Oh, there's this family's a Pidgey. I want to exchange mail with all sorts of people. I send my Pidgey to a union room to exchange mail for me. What do you have to say? I'm getting my Pidgey to fly a letter to Saffron in the north. Cool. That's a pretty far, like, distance for your Pidgey to travel. But, you know, maybe it's really strong and it can travel that distance. So here's the gym. So we can now cut down this tree, thanks to Ivysaur, and we can just head into the gym. But before we do that, I want to explore a little bit more around Vermilion City, because I'm sure there's still a lot more things. Over here, notice, Route 12 may be blocked off by a sleeping Pokemon. Detour through Rock Tunnel to Lavender Town. Okay. And this here is Diglett's Cave. But this over here is just a completely separate route, which leads somewhere else. So I'll just take this Awakening. But other than that, there's not really much left in Vermilion City. It's a pretty small town. So I guess now that we've kind of explored everything, let's just head into the gym. So here we are. We're now in the third gym. Yo, champ in the making. Lieutenant Surge is a nickname. People refer to him as the Lightning American. He's an expert on electric Pokemon. Bird/water-type Pokemon match poorly against the electric type. Beware of paralysis, too. Lieutenant Surge is very cautious. He's locked himself in, so it won't be easy getting to him. Alright, so we gotta be careful on what Pokemon we use. As he heard, bird Pokemon, such as Spearow and Pidgey, will not do well against electric type. We don't really have any types that are strong against electric type right now. We just have types that aren't weak to electric type. So I'll just suppose I'll start with Kadabra, even though Kadabra doesn't really have very many, like, good attacking moves, if I remember correctly. Yeah, the only move he has is Secret Power, which is a physical attack, so it doesn't even help Kadabra that much. But there's a weird puzzle here where we gotta search for a secret hidden button so that we can make it up past through those lasers. There seems to just be a bunch of trash in these trash cans. Well, who would have seen that coming? But you know, there are some trainers here. This is no place for kids, not even if you're good. Why is there a sailor in the electric gym? That's not what I was expecting. But anyways, we're going against Sailor Dwayne. He's got a Pikachu. I guess sailors can have electric types. Weird. Alright, let's just attack. How much damage does this do? Actually, it did a lot more than I was expecting. And it paralyzed the Pikachu. Wow. I guess it's because of our surroundings, but now we're paralyzed. Okay, so we're two paralyzed pals. And I can't do anything. That's unfortunate. Uh-oh. That'll do a lot. Yeah, that did a lot. Probably the reason... Oh, no, don't use Double Team. That's a really annoying move. But probably the reason that our Secret Power is having a chance of paralyzing is because we're in a electric area, in the electric gym. No, we missed! The evasiveness boosts. Okay, landed this time. And it took out the Pikachu. Very good. So we get 369 experience for Kadabra. Very nice. And he's got another Pikachu. Okay, I'm going to switch out Kadabra because he's not doing too well. Let's send in Ivysaur. Ivysaur is much stronger. And he's using Slam. Fortunately, it doesn't do too much. Let's just use our good old-fashioned Razor Leaf. Oh, our whole team's going to end up being paralyzed. This is really annoying. But this is what we bought Paralyze heals for. This is why we bought so many. Oh, that Pikachu barely lived that. I thought for sure he would have died. But now he's going to die. He's certainly not going to live a second Razor Leaf. Oh, look at that. A critical hit. We didn't even need it, but I guess Ivysaur just did it for style. There we go. 184 to both Ivysaur and Kadabra, and we defeated Sailor Dwayne. Wow, he surprised me. Got 672 Pokédollars for winning. Lieutenant Surge installed the traps in the gym himself. He set up double locks everywhere. Let me give you a hint. When you open the first lock, the second lock is right next to it. Good to know. Oh, well, I guess we're gonna fight you. He's got good eyesight. I'm a lightweight, but I'm good with electricity. That's why I joined this gym. I see. So he's probably got more electric types. He looks like a repairman. Engineer Bailey would like to battle. He's got a Voltorb. This is an electric type that we haven't seen so far. And Voltorbs generally like to explode. So I'm going to switch out Kadabra because he's very frail. Ivysaur's our most tanky Pokemon, so we'll just switch back into him. Okay, he did not explode. That's a good thing. But there's still a chance of him exploding, so we gotta take him out fast. Yikes, he's really lowering my defense. He really wants me dead. My defense is at -4 right now, because Screech lowers our defense by 2 stages per hit. But there we go. Ooh, a critical hit. Thank you, Ivysaur. Takes out Voltorb. So 231 experience for both Kadabra and Ivysaur. Kadabra reached level 21 and learned Psybeam. That's a very strong and powerful move. That'll make Kadabra much better in fights. Second Pokemon's a Magnemite, another electric type that we haven't seen yet. And it's using Thundershock. We have a lot of experience with Thundershock. Our Pikachu knows that move. Let's just hope that we take out this Magnemite. Unfortunately, it's a Steel type, so it does resist Grass. It also resists Normal, so Cut isn't going to be too helpful. So let's switch into Mankey, seeing as Mankey is a Fighting type, and Fighting is super effective on Electric. Or not Electric, on Steel. Sonic Boom. Yikes, that's a strong move. Yikes, I don't like that move. It's not, like, a strong move, but it's strong in the early game, because Sonic Boom guarantees it'll always do 20 damage, regardless of, like, stats or, like, buffs or anything. So in the early game, it's very powerful. Late game, it's very weak, though. So that's why I did a lot of damage. But Mankey reached level 19. Very good for Mankey, and we defeated Engineer Bailey. Fried! We got 1,008 Pokédollars for winning. Okay, I'll talk. Lieutenant Surge said he hid door switches inside something. Well, inside these trash cans, probably. But I'm gonna head back to the Pokemon Center so that we could heal. But at least now we won't have to deal with trainers getting in our way. And we learned 2 very important pieces of information. One, the door switches are hid inside the trash cans, which I already knew. But 2, the second door switch is directly next to the first one. But he didn't specify where directly next. He didn't specify it was to the left, to the right, up, or down. So we'll just have to kind of figure it out until we find out which is the correct door switch. But it probably won't take too long. We just gotta find which the first switch is. Now we're back in the gym. Not this switch. Or this trash can. Not this trash can. Not this trash can. Not this trash can. Not this trash can. Nope. 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 Oh, there's a switch here. Okay, that's the first one. So it's either going to be in this trash can, or this trash can. Let's try this one. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to go up here. When I was in the army, Lieutenant Surge was my strict CO. He was a hard taskmaster. Okay, well, I didn't really want to battle you, old man, but I guess we will. We're going against Gentleman Tucker, and he's got a Pikachu. Now, we can give Kadabra. He can have his full power now that he has Psybeam. Psybeam is such a powerful move. It's not too much stronger than Secret Power. I think it's like the same amount of damage, if not weaker. But it is a Psychic type move, which means it'll do extra damage, because Kadabra is a Psychic type, and moves that are the same type get bonus damage to the Pokemon that you are. So, for example, if Kadabra's Psychic type moves do more damage. If I were to have Ivysaur in, since he's a Grass type moves would do more damage. Pretty simple. But also, it's a special attack. And Kadabra has super high special attack, but super low physical attack. And I've been having to use Secret Power, a physical move, for so long. But now I finally have a Psychic type move, which is special. So this will probably one-shot the Pikachu. It's very powerful. Yeah, just completely one-shot. Kadabra's an absolute beast. Although he is definitely a glass can. He's got very low defenses. But we took out Gentleman Tucker. Stop! You're very good. We got 1,700 Pokédollars for winning. Thank you very much, Gentleman Tucker. It's not easy opening that door. Lieutenant Surge was always famous for his cautious nature in the army. Aha! So this trash can did have the second lock. So now we can head up here and challenge Lieutenant Surge. So I think my team looks pretty good. I'm probably not going to use Pidgey or Spearow in this fight, seeing as both of them are weak to Electric. My plan is to just use Kadabra to hopefully one-shot everything, and then once Kadabra gets taken down, switch in like Ivysaur or Mankey or something like that. But let's go. Hey kid, what do you think you're doing here? You won't live long in combat, not with your puny power. I'll tell you kids, electric Pokemon saved me during the war. They zapped my enemies into paralysis, the same as I'll do to you. Here we go, our third gym battle against Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge would like to battle. His first Pokemon's a Voltorb. We've already encountered one of them. They love to use the move Screech. And Voltorbs are also very well known for exploding, so hopefully this one will not explode. Kadabra, do your thing. Almost one-shot him. Unfortunately, he's Screeching, which will make my already really low defense even lower. And he's Super Potioning, so that'll probably restore the Voltorb back up to full health. But that's not going to really matter, because I'm just going to do damage, and then he'll be vulnerable next turn. And I'll just take him out next turn. Here we go. That Super Potion didn't really do much except for waste one of my PPs, which I'm okay with. Alright, so some more experience for Kadabra. His next Pokemon is a Pikachu. Uh-oh, I hope it doesn't use Quick Attack. Phew, didn't use Quick Attack. My defense is abysmally low. If I get hit by an attack, I'm probably getting one shot. But there we go, that's Pikachu taken out thanks to the power of Kadabra. Just one Pokemon left. Kadabra grew to level 22. Alright, and his last Pokemon is Raichu, level 24. Raichu is pretty tanky. I'm quite concerned for this. But Kadabra is very powerful. Probably not strong enough for a one-shot, but very close. That's because it was a critical hit. The Raichu's Thunder Waving, that paralyzes me. But my ability Synchronize also paralyzes the opposing Raichu. So now we're both paralyzed. And Lieutenant Surge is using a full heal to cure his paralysis. But if I land my Psybeam, that's not gonna matter. So there we go, we made it to the gym battle thanks to Kadabra without taking any damage. Good work, Kadabra, and there we go. We have defeated Gym Leader Lieutenant Surge. Now that's a shocker. You're the real deal, kid. Fine then, take the Thunder Badge. So we get 2,400 Pokédollars for winning, and we have beaten Lieutenant Surge. The Thunder Badge cranks up your Pokemon's speed. It also lets your Pokemon fly lightning quick anytime, kid. You're special, kid. Take this. We've got TM34 from Lieutenant Surge. And TM34 contains Shockwave. Teach it to an Electric-type Pokemon. Well, would you look at that? I do indeed have myself an electric Pokemon right over here with Pikachu. So maybe I will teach Shockwave to Pikachu. Let me just take a look. Where's my TM case? Here it is. Shockwave. 60 damage, and the attack can never miss. That's very good. But let's compare... Oh, I can teach it to Kadabra, too. That actually might be better. Because Pikachu already has an electric-type move with Thunder Shock. And yeah, it's weaker than Shockwave. But I could teach... Oh, wait. I could teach Kadabra another attack. I could teach it Shockwave. Which honestly, I think I'm going to do. Because Kadabra right now, his only good move right now is Psybeam. So having a second option, I think would be very good. And Shockwave is a special attack. So that's very good for Kadabra. So here we go. We'll teach Shockwave to Kadabra. It's not an electric type, but it can still learn this move. Thank you very much, Lieutenant Surge. I didn't use it the way you intended me to, but it still ended up getting used either way. So there you go. Let's head on back to the Pokemon Center now to heal up. We don't really even need to heal up. We're not healing any health. The only thing we're healing is Kadabra's paralysis. But I'm definitely going to heal it anyways, because I do not want to have to use a paralysis heal on that specific. I'd rather just use it. I'd just rather use the Pokemon Center. It's free. There's really no point not to. But anyways, here we go. Let's heal up. That was actually not a very intense gym battle at all. Kadabra just kind of swept through the whole gym once it learned Psybeam. That's kind of why we have Kadabra in the first place. He's just super powerful. So let's go ahead and save. And there we go. We've now saved. So this is where we're going to be wrapping it up for today's episode of Pokemon Fire Red. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.